What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to What If the Humans Were Turned into Androids. Now, in the last part, we went over how Tien's training with the Kais had fully remodeled him, so now, let's continue that within the Goku Black arc. In the future timeline, Trunks would have killed the androids by destroying them with the bomb inside, and would have wondered that maybe if the humans could become androids, maybe he can too? Trunks would think on this as a last resort, but soon enough, Imperfect Cell arrives, and because Trunks didn't get any training, Trunks would have been beaten badly, but before Cell could kill him, Trunks would be able to escape. Trunks would barely be alive, but thanks to Bulma, he would regain his strength, and would ask his mother to make him into an android. Bulma would be beyond shocked, but Trunks would explain his trip to the past, and Bulma reluctantly agrees. Time passes as Cell continues to kill people, until one day, Trunks arrives back to face Cell, but this time, he has infinite stamina and he is able to kill Cell. After he defeats Cell, he begins to help people get the world back together. This continues to the Buu saga, and that story goes as normal. Once the world would seem like it's finally back together, Vegeta Black arrives. Trunks would be surprised, as well as conflicted to fight Vegeta Black, and this causes him to go back to the present timeline for help. Back in the present, Vegeta would be training with Yamcha once again, but this time, Yamcha would be having trouble. All of a sudden, a time machine appears, with Vegeta and Yamcha going over to see Trunks. They help Trunks out, with Goku arriving and giving Trunks a senzu bean. Once Trunks would wake up, he would instantly attack Vegeta, with Vegeta easily catching his attack. After a slap from Tights would wake Trunks up, Trunks would explain his situation with Vegeta Black. Yamcha would jokingly ask Vegeta if he has been doing any plotting lately, with Vegeta reminding him who was getting their ass kicked a second ago. Vegeta would ask Tights if she can talk with Bulma about repairing the time machine, with Tights of course agreeing. Vegeta would say that he wants to see how Trunks has improved over time, with Trunks accepting. Vegeta and Trunks would spar, but Trunks' mind would be clouded, and this would piss off Vegeta, demanding him to wake up. After their sparring, Vegeta would ask how he is in comparison to his counterpart, with Trunks saying he hasn't really seen Vegeta Black's true power. Vegeta would then be able to challenge Vegeta Black as he would arrive. Vegeta would actually be impressed about Vegeta Black's power, but then he would power up into Super Saiyan Blue. Vegeta would be disappointed with this faker's power, and would begin to pummel him, saying it was a mistake taking his body, and not doing anything with it. Vegeta would continue to pummel Vegeta Black, and drill him into a mountain. Vegeta would rise up, calling this faker pathetic, and would form a Big Bang attack. Before Vegeta could fire the attack, Vegeta Black would be taken back to the future with a wormhole, but before he would see the future again, he would blast at the time machine and burn it. Trunks would look in despair over the rubbles of the time machine, as he would lose all hope, but Tights and Bulma would say not to worry about it. They are already looking into something. Trunks would be pissed by this, and would fly off. They would all wonder why Trunks was so upset. Something must have been up. Goku wouldn't know what to do, but thankfully, Tien would arrive and decide to talk with Trunks, because he would have been able to sense Trunks' troubled spirit. Tien would find Trunks on a mountain where he can look over the entire city, and he would ask Trunks what's really going on. Trunks would look confused, as he would remind Tien of the Vegeta Black situation, but Tien would say that's not what he meant. Tien would then say that in order for a fighter to win a fight, they can't fight out of aggression, but control. Tien would tell Trunks that he seems to have lost control with something. Why does the name Vegeta scare him the most? Trunks would tell Tien to just butt out. He turned himself into an android and now thinks he can be all high and mighty? Tien would say that it wasn't just only him who sold their soul, was it? Trunks would then become infuriated as he would power up into Super Saiyan 2 and charge towards Tien. Tien would easily catch Trunks' punch and would continue saying that Vegeta must have been someone he was close to in his life. Trunks would continue to throw strike after strike, saying that Tien doesn't know anything. Tien would continue to dodge Trunks' strikes, one after another, with Trunks draining himself mentally. Tien would use his third eye and chop Trunks on a vital point, which would paralyze him. Tien would then walk forward, saying that he can't hide the truth from him, and Trunks would then power down and fall to his knees. He would then tell Tien that yes, Vegeta is someone he was supposed to be close with, but wasn't. Trunks tells Tien that Vegeta is his father. Tien would be surprised, but he would know that Trunks would be telling the truth. Trunks would say that he wasn't even born in this world because he intervened. Maybe if he didn't, maybe things would have been better. Tien would then heal Trunks and help him up, saying that he saved them and millions of lives on Earth, and now they will be there for him. Trunks would be taken aback and would thank Tien, with Tien nodding. Tien would then begin to spar with Trunks, and these two would train, as Tien would use his third eye to create a hollow clone of Vegeta Black, so he can get some practice in. This would be more beneficial than Trunks' image training. Back with Vegeta, he would be training with Yamcha, after Yamcha's little remark, with Yamcha saying that it's no fair he gets a whole new god form, with Vegeta telling him just to get better. Yamcha would wonder on how he can get stronger. Maybe if he's able to learn God Ki, he can learn how to obtain a higher level of power. Soon enough, Bulma and Tights finished their time machine, with it being bigger to fit more people in. They would prepare to leave, but they would all wonder where Trunks would be. Trunks, in the meantime, would be training with Tien. Goku would try to teleport to him, but since Trunks is an android, his ki wouldn't be detected. They would wait for a bit, but soon enough Trunks would turn up. Trunks would apologize to the group for being late, and that before they go to the future, he wants to confess his true situation, his true identity. Everyone would be stunned to hear that Trunks is from an alternate timeline where his parents were Vegeta and Bulma. Things would get weird, but Trunks would say that they shouldn't feel bad and to enjoy the lives they made for themselves. This would encourage them, and they would plan to go to the future. Goku and Vegeta would go with Trunks as normal, with them meeting the survivors. Once Goku Black would be lured out, Trunks would go to confront him first. Trunks would power up into his Super Saiyan 2 and would begin to pace himself with Black, and Black would be impressed to see that Trunks has gained a sense of control. Trunks would continue until Black would somehow begin to show off more of his power. Trunks would power up to Super Saiyan 2 and would try to end the fight, but it wouldn't work, as Black would avoid his attacks. Black would then begin to clap, saying he's impressed that Trunks has not only gotten stronger, but that he also has gained a sense of control other than before. Vegeta Black would then clench his fists together, as he would then power up into Super Saiyan Rose. Everyone would be shocked to see this power, and Black would provoke the group, saying to come at him, asking if they're scared of his new power. Trunks would try to take out Black, but Black would make quick work of Trunks as he would slam his fist into Trunks. Goku and Vegeta would soon enough step in with their Super Saiyan Blue. Black would be much more aggressive this time around, mainly because he would have Vegeta's battle spirit. Vegeta would stab an energy blade through Trunks, which would infuriate Vegeta, but this would be to lure Vegeta out, as Zamasu would arrive to handle Goku. Black would taunt Vegeta, asking how does it feel that his faker has surpassed him, and Vegeta would yell at him to shut up. Vegeta would begin to throw out savage attacks, with Black dodging them effortlessly. Vegeta would then kick Black across the face, and Black would spit out blood, but he would then look towards Vegeta with a devilish look. Vegeta would be outraged that he was being looked down upon, and he would fire out a Big Bang attack. Black would chuckle, as he would merely catch it and fire his own counterpart to the Big Bang attack straight towards Vegeta. Vegeta would be stunned to see his own attack be his downfall, and Vegeta would be down. Goku would call out to Vegeta, but Zamasu would then hold him down as Vegeta Black would arrive in front of him and fire a large attack at Goku. Goku would fall to his base form with his clothes burnt and watch as Zamasu would regenerate. Zamasu would then throw Goku's limp body to the ground, and Black would comment saying that he didn't expect this mortal to obtain the same power. Zamasu would tell Black to stop playing around, and they would throw the three warriors to the ground in front, and Vegeta Black would then cup his hands together and charge up a final flash. Before he would fire it, dust would form up as the resistance would help 3 get back to the present. Once they would arrive back, Yamcha would go over to see the pod with the 3 all bloodied, burnt, and bruised. Yamcha would communicate with Tien through telepathy and would tell him to rush over as fast as possible. The 3 were dying. Tien would soon enough arrive and heal the 3 and would ask what happened. Before Trunks would say anything, Vegeta would grab onto Yamcha and drag him off. After they would watch in confusion, Trunks would tell Tien about Black achieving a new state of power and that a Green Kai was there too. Green Kai? Oh no. Tien would recognize this description of Zamasu, and Trunks would ask how he knows, with Tien saying that while he trained with the Kais, he went to other universes meeting the other Kais in training, with Zamasu being the one he'll never forget. Tien would say that Zamasu has good intentions, but there was confusion in him, and that confusion gave off small doses of darkness. Trunks would ask if he can go see him, but Tien would interject, saying that this has to go in secret because if Zeno gets involved, it could doom them all. Tien would then go with the Kais and with Beerus to Universe 10. When arriving, Gowasu would be glad to see Tien again, with Tien giving his respects, and Shin would distract Gowasu, while Tien would talk with Zamasu. Zamasu would be glad to see Tien again, and Tien would cut to the chase, as he would tell Zamasu that he knows about his Zero Mortals plan. Zamasu would be surprised to hear this, as this plan wasn't even a plan at the time, it was just a thought brewing. Tien would then ask Zamasu why he wants to become a Kai, if all he sought to bring is destruction. Zamasu would then begin to spout his ideals, with Tien having counter-arguments to them. Zamasu would get irritated, thinking that Tien would understand one day, but Tien would say that he learned long ago that utilizing a dark side never helps. Zamasu would be conflicted by this, and Tien would say that it's not too late to come to reason. Zamasu would begin to pace back and forth, with him having a conflicted look, but Tien would extend a hand, saying that he still has much to learn. Zamasu would then look towards Tien and shake his hand, telling Tien that he will be better, he promised. You might be wondering, why Zamasu decided to just turn over a new leaf, but let me explain. Tien has trained with Zamasu, and the two have grown from each other's interactions, which gave Zamasu a level of respect for Tien. Tien would have a good bond with the Kais, and this would be why he trusts Tien and lets go of his plan. After Tien senses that Zamasu's word would be truthful, he would head back to Universe 7. While there, he sensed that Vegeta would be training with Yamcha in the Time Chamber. Getting back to Goku, Tien would tell Goku that he has dealt with Zamasu's counterpart and that they should go back to the future to check on the progress. Goku would agree, but before they would go, Vegeta comes out of the Time Chamber with Yamcha stronger than ever. Yamcha would say that Tien should go with them to make sure that if they are brutally damaged or just brutally hurt, he can heal them. Tien would say that unfortunately he can't, because it would violate the laws written by Zeno, and if they have 2 Kais manipulating time, they would be in trouble. Tien would say that Yamcha should go with them, because his coordination with Vegeta should help deal with the 2 Zamasus. Yamcha would agree, saying it's been a while since they've teamed up. Vegeta would grumble, and tell Yamcha to not get in his way. Tien would promise that he would watch over their progress, and if it looked like trouble, he would actually intervene. Goku would shoot him a thumbs up, and the group would head back to the future. Once arriving back in the future, Yamcha would be horrified to see the atmosphere, but would comment that it reminded him of when Vegeta and him first trained, and Vegeta nearly destroyed a planet. Vegeta would soon enough meet back up with his evil self, and Black would ask Vegeta if he's that eager to die again, with Vegeta smirking and telling him that their fight is going to go much differently this time. Black would then laugh, as he would power up into Rose and charge towards Vegeta. Zamasu would try to intervene, but Yamcha would counter him. Vegeta and Trunks would begin to demolish Black, with Black becoming overwhelmed by the father-son combination. Black would be forced into a corner, and without the aid of his immortal counterpart, Vegeta Black would be erased by a father-son final flash. Zamasu would be angered by this, and Yamcha would tell Zamasu that he won't be terrorizing Trunks' timeline anymore. Zamasu would laugh, asking how the Desert Bandit decides to finish off an immortal being, with Yamcha saying that he may not be able to kill him, so he'll put him away. Yamcha then pop open a capsule where he would summon a sword. Yamcha would then reply that this Desert Bandit has gotten some old tricks in the book, as he slashes Zamasu and seals him away. Trunks would thank both Vegeta and Yamcha, saying that he's now going to rebuild with everyone. Before the group would leave, Tien would appear with present Zamasu, and Zamasu would look at the ruined planet. He would then walk up to Trunks, saying that this was his mess, and now he will help Trunks restore his home and universe. He may be erased for crossing timelines, but it's worth the risk. Tien would wish Zamasu and Trunks good luck, and would tell Trunks that if he ever needs help, he'll come back, and Trunks thanks them all. The group then head back to the present as they all enter a period of rest and relaxation. That is until Zeno gets bored and the Tournament of Power is announced. And with that, we'll leave this part off for right now. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and if you guys had enjoyed, make sure you guys leave a like, share, and subscribe, as it encourages me to create more stories like this. And for the next part for the Tournament of Power, we haven't seen Krillin a lot, so what will his progress alongside Yamcha and Tien's be when going forward? Remember to like and subscribe, and until next time, later!